So we're going to solve the National Lottery random number and arrays task, basically. So what we want to do first of all is implement the first step in our main algorithm. Now, if we look at the main algorithm, we can see there's really only 3 steps to this. The first step is to get a lucky random dip, which returns 6 different numbers. The main draw, again, is 6 different random numbers that we're looking for you guys to sort that list and then compare to see how many of the numbers you matched. So we're going to solve the random lucky dip part right now, and we're going to create sub-procedures for each of these. So I'm going to call this one 6 random numbers and call it there, which means at the top we have to define it. So function definition for 6 random numbers. Now there's no parameters in, and it returns an integer array size 6. Now if it had no return value, that would make it a procedure, but we want to get it to return a list of 6 numbers. So define 6, watch my spelling, random numbers, same as I've called it here. Really I should have done it the other way around, but it makes no difference as long as we know what we're doing. So right away, empty array to store numbers, and I will call that your list equals blank array. We need to repeat 6 times because there's 6 numbers you need for I in range starting from 0 all the way to ending at 6. So obviously that repeats 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then we've already got the random integer imported. So what we've got to do is get or set random to random integer from 1 to 49. And from that we can use random equals rand int from 1 to 49. Now we have to test this code to make sure it gives us 1 and 49, because those will be our extreme tests and we want to see that we actually can get those values. Once we have that random number, we can then do your list.append the random, and our comment for that will be to say add the random number to the list. Now it's finished, so end loop, so that will give us our 6 numbers. To return the full list of random numbers. So we can then use return statement, and we want to return your list, which is the array that we defined at the start. Now I'm going to run that, and then we should see an error occurring, at least I hope we will. Let's move this up so we can see what's going on. Scroll to the bottom, so we get no output, so we didn't get any errors exactly, we just didn't get anything that we were expecting at the moment. Now the reason for my expectations for the error was that we'd have this return your list, and then we're not actually storing it anywhere. So if I had to do print 6 random numbers, now we can see we get this list. Now that's just printing it, it's not being stored anywhere. So what we can say is lucky dip equals the 6 random numbers, lucky drip, and then we can print out lucky dip just to check them. Now let's see how that works. Invalid syntax because I have an extra bracket. And you can see we got 13, twice, which I was hoping for a duplicate number. Obviously, because the random number is just happening 6 times, there is a chance that the computer could pick the same random number twice. So in order to fix that, we can say while random is already in the list and used. So while random in your list. So we can create a conditional loop that says while that random number is already in the list, we just want to set random to new random number, and we can reuse the previous code. So random equals rand int 1 to 49, and now this will repeat until it picks a number between 1 and 49 it's not already used, at which point the loop will terminate and append it, and then that will be repeated 6 times in total. So that internal loop here, this nested loop, could happen thousands of times really. It could go on indefinitely if it wanted to, but it won't, hopefully. And it will repeat that process 6 times to give us 6 new random numbers, and then return that list. So now if we run it with the while loop to test it, and let's see, while random in your list, while random in your list, what was the syntax error? I think it's because of this capital here. Yes, so careful with the capital W. And you can see we're printing out this list. No duplicate numbers there. Let's try it again. No duplicate numbers there. We could just agree that a couple of tests quickly show that it's not going to repeat the duplicate numbers. So your next job after this is to implement something that will get 6 random numbers for the main draw. So that'll be in the next video, but you should definitely try that on your own to see if you can figure out how to do that.